Imagine a time where all cars are self-driving. There are minimal accidents, and the time to relax in the car helps people catch up on work or sleep on their daily commute. Of course, we are still many, many years from full self-driving, but it is truly something to consider. Which brings us to the topic of this speech, namely self-driving cars. Cars today use some features that could be argued to be staples of self-driving cars. Said features are called driver support and include things like adaptable cruise control or automatic braking. Not to mention, according to Kelly Blue Book in an article titled Self-Driving Cars, Everything You Need to Know, made August 3, 2021, while the features in use help the drivers out, the drivers still need to keep their eyes on the road and be ready to step in just in case. The purpose of my speech is to better inform my audience about self-driving cars. To do this, I will talk about self-driving cars now, self-driving cars in the future, and then the many challenges of self-driving cars. As stated before, as of right now, there's simply no car that is capable of fully self-driving. There are cars that will allow you to let go of the steering wheel, but those cars still require that you keep your eyes on the road so that you're ready to step in just in case something goes horribly wrong. Of course, there are massive improvements to the world of driving, all of them allowing the user to take a step back and stress less while they drive. Not to mention that it contributes to making everyone safer than they were before. In an article by Fred Mayer called Which Cars Have Self-Driving Features for 2021, made March 24, 2021, it shows the improvement of self-driving cars have gone through, such as incredible adaptable cruise control that includes stops. Some of the adaptive systems are able to stop a car if the car in front of them brakes, and then accelerate afterwards, meaning the driver doesn't have to do anything with that. The most advanced of those systems monitors not just the car in front, but also the car behind, which is insane considering where we started out with cruise control in 1958. Of course, that's just what we have now. Who knows what we're going to have for us in the future? Self-driving cars are something a lot of people have been so excited for years. Just being simply able to buy a self-driving car is not going to happen anytime soon. Something to watch out for, however, is Waymo, which is a self-driving car subsidiary. The CEO started out with Google and their product Chauffeur, which eventually became Waymo under the company Alphabet. They train their cars with deep learning, which teaches AI how to behave on the road. Also, an article by Ben Dixon called Waymo's New Leadership and the Future of Self-Driving Cars, April 8, 2021. It's explained that Waymo's cars drove 20 million miles in real roads and 20 billion miles in the simulation, which is the most compared to any other self-driving cars. Of course, there are also ways to see self-driving cars or even ride in one, which is Waymo's self-driving taxi service in Phoenix, Arizona. And while this technology is exciting, there are many issues and challenges with the technology. So, self-driving cars have a long way to go before the majority of the population trusts them. Not even trust them until they're able to adapt to situations well enough that they're useful. Because the simple fact is that AI for these self-driving cars is not ready to hit the roads like humans are. They can't go down the roads without a human behind the wheel because things are going to go wrong. And sometimes having a human behind the wheel isn't even enough to stop things from going wrong. An article by Kelsey Piper called It's 2020, Where Are the Self-Driving Cars? Made February 28, 2020, describes how when Uber was testing out a self-driving car in Tempe, Arizona back in 2018, the AI didn't know how to identify a woman walking her bike across the street and killed her. Self-driving cars are not at the level that people can trust them to keep it and the people around it safe. Not just yet. No matter how exciting these technologies might seem, they are simply not ready. I hope that I have informed everyone well enough about where we currently are with self-driving cars, where we're going, and some of the many problems with self-driving cars. Even all of that, self-driving cars are going to change the way driving is done. And no matter your opinions on self-driving cars, I think the majority of people really like to think about how we are going to be in the future where there's so many self-driving cars, less accidents, and a big part of that is self-driving cars.